Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In this video, we're going to use all the information about the idea of transformations which you have seen in the previous videos. So we have translation, we have reflection, we have dilation. So now we're going to consider the combination of those. Okay, so we're going to consider the combination of those, and we are going to try and sketch a graph where the function looks like this. Okay, so let's start off by simply sketching the basic function first. So what is the basic function? So I hope based on this, you will be able to recognize that the easiest or the starting point here will be y equals to x squared. Okay, because we have this term over here. So we know that the basic function or the starting point, we can choose a starting point as y equals to x squared. And for this one, the graph is going to look like this. This is x, this is y, so this is y is equal to x squared. So this is the first step. Now the second step is we are going to change to this, we're going to consider this expression here. So we have y is equal to x minus 3 squared. So you start introducing a bit of element, one step at one time. So we have x minus 3 squared, and we know that for this one, the graph here is going to be moved 3 units to the right direction. Okay, so now I'm going to move the graph. So the graph is going to be moved in the right direction. 3 units, 1, 2, 3. So the graph is going to be here. And I'm sure you can find that the intercept of y is going to be at 9. So something like this. Yeah. Okay, so when you sketch the graph, it is important to get the important points label. So this is the important points because there is an intercept on y-axis here. So when x is 0, you will get the value of y is equal to 9. So roughly that's how your graph will look like. Okay, right, next, the third step. So now we are going to add on another bit, which is multiplying 2 with x minus 3 squared. So this is my function, which looks like this. And if I multiply that with 2, that means I introduce a constant right next to y. So I know that this is going to be a vertical sort of movement or vertical change. So we know that the graph is going to be, in this case, vertically stretched. So it's going to be vertically stretched with factor 2. So how does the graph look like? Okay. This is x, this is y. So this is 1, 2, 3, for example, 3. And so at this point, if you talk about vertically stretched, at point here, this is 3, 0. It is not going anywhere. This behaves like an anchor. But the rest of the points, you can imagine pulling this point upwards, pulling this point upwards. You are stretching this point is going upwards, this point is going upwards, and so on. Okay, so it's going to be looking something like this. So it's going to be looking like this, sort of. So it has the same shape, but it is sort of, if you see this, it is not as wide as the previous graph. And we can say that the intercept, the new intercept is going to be at 18, because this one is, the value is 9. So when the value is 9 times 2, it's going to be at 18. So it's going to be looking like this. let me just redraw this. So it's going to be looking like this. Okay, I'm sorry, let me do this once again. Oops. So maybe like this, okay? Well, I hope you get the idea, something like this. Okay, right. Next, what we're going to have is we're going to introduce another component, which is we're going to introduce a negative sign. So we have a negative sign. So the fourth part here is we're going to have negative 2x minus 3 squared, and we have when you have a negative outside, so you have a negative outside the function. So this is the new function. You have negative outside here. That means the graph is going to be reflected along the x-axis. So this is the x-axis. So the graph is going to be reflected along this line. Okay, so I'm just going to draw this point. It will be negative 18. So it will be looking like this. It will be looking like this. Okay, I hope you get the idea. I hope this is okay with you guys. Okay, as long as you get the idea, I think you can do better with proper graph paper and so on. So well, basically this graph negative 2 is going to be given by this curve here. All right, next, the final look is this one, which is y is equal to negative 2 x minus 3 squared plus 1. So we know that this graph is going to be moved 1 unit up. It's going to be moved 1 unit up. So therefore, the final look of this graph is going to look like this. So this is 1 unit up. 1, 2, 3. So 3. So it will be at this point. And then okay, you can just, okay, so that is 3. Okay, and so it's going to go downwards, and it will like sort of touch the value here. Instead of negative 18, the intercept is at negative 17. Okay, something like this. Well, just bear with my sketching. It's really difficult to get your hand properly coordinated. Okay, so something like this. And maybe what you can do is, like I said earlier, you should be able to determine the important points, such as this one. So these are the intercepts on x-axis. So what are those? Well, you can find those values if you substitute y equals to 0. Yep. So if you substitute y equals to 0, you will get negative 2x minus 3 squared plus 1 is equal to 0. And therefore, x minus 3 squared is equal to, well, if you do some sort of simple algebraic operation, you will get that this is equal to 1 over 2. So x minus 3, if you want to get rid of this 2 at the top, so you introduce square root, so it will be plus minus 1 over 2, and therefore x is equal to 3 plus minus 1 over 2. So this is at point 3. So this point here is actually, let me just write over here, it will be 3 minus 1 over 2. So that's the point, and the point here is 3 plus Z102. Okay, so these are the important points that should be labeled when you sketch your graph. Okay, I think that's all for now. Thank you very much for watching.